Hello everyone. I'm back with Seduce Me the Otome, and I realized like for the last two parts that you guys were not able to hear anything that was going on. So I might be reading all the excerpts from all the other characters too. But it'll be kind of hard because they're going to be talking at the exact same time, so it'll be a little bit difficult. But I will try for you guys. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends. Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? You're lucky as hell, man. Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. You're so vulgar. I'm sorry, it's very hard to read when they're talking at the exact same time. Wait, I have an idea. Why don't I just mute this? Good idea. Um, I'm gonna go with Suzu. Of course you would side with her. See, at least she knows how to have fun. I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun. Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there. Seriously? It hasn't been a day since you come back to school. I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible. Silly, that's really fast. Oh, I didn't say silly. I can't read. Are you going to be okay? Of course. It's not like it's going to be that hard to live there. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Oof! I can't make falling down sounds, sorry. Hey, don't go around shoving people like that. Whoops, did I strike a nerve, Caponini? She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lisa, I have no idea how to say that name. Lisetti. Crap. One of the last people I wanted to see today. It's not me you should be apologizing to. Oh, Anderson, hey, how's it going? I'm alright. For staring at someone that just shoved me. Why is she wearing like a midriff? Ah, whatever. Haven't you already heard Lisanette? How do I say her name? Lysette. We're gonna call her Susie. Of what? Her grandfather's passing? Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news. God damn, look at her. You know, she reminds me of somebody. Uh, if anyone watched the original Teen Titans, she reminds me of Kitten from a couple episodes. She's like a funny character. And it doesn't really sound like you mean it. I do mean it, earnestly. Why wouldn't I? Rude girl. Typical Caponini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right at this moment. Holy shit. Oh gosh. I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lucy. Lucy. Gonna call her Lucy. Forget Susie, Lucy's better. Which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lucy around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her. That's out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family, says the one whose family profits from political scandals. Wait, what? Snobby girl. Okay. Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in court with dirty politicians. I can't read today, so please excuse me if my English is not very well. Grrr. Hey, let's calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect. Oh, she looks mad. Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me. Hmm? What are you talking about? I'm sorry, doing all these voices make me feel like I'm stupid. I don't know, they're all girls. Not like I can do a guy's voice anyway. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah. What are you talking about? I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lucy in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lucy. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Gas rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl, wait, I'm sorry, I can't read for some reason. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lucy held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way. I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions. She stepped towards me and put a hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed. Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all that stuff. See you later. Something about Lucy made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I'd never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me. Is everything alright, girls? Nothing we couldn't handle, Miss P. Just a bunch of snobs. Suzu! Hush, it was nothing, Miss Phillips. We handled it. I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss. Thank you, Miss Phillips. Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the what? The philanthropy. Yep. Of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too. I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was. Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather. Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather. Would I? Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I want to do my best to make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow. Want us to come with you? Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you. Hey, Dad. Hey, honey. I can't do a man's voice, so I'm sorry. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him. About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt? Yeah, 'cause she's like 18 and you fucking slapped her. No, I'm sorry. No. I mean, gosh, that still got to me. Like, I just, never mind. No, it's just, it's so bad. No, it's nothing to worry about except that you have child abuse issues. Like the most abusive father in this game I really dislike this character right now just because of that. He just seems. Never mind. I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. Damn right! You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have. I. Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt. But I guess even now, he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive the conversation. I can't read today, so I'm sorry. He started to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age, living in such a large house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his... Oh, they're talking about the grandfather, my bad. I was kind of lost for a second. I didn't realize they were talking about the granddad. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. Even if anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment for the entire time, maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was, happy and healthy. But things change. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So, why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence, until he spoke up again. How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope? Yeah. I've been trying my best as so far. Trying? It's not really doing the best you can, is it? Jeez. I, I don't like him. I'm sorry, I've been having allergies lately, so my voice is like so messed up. This dad is so. With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation while eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to interrogate it whenever we talked. Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you're on the road to being independent now. I hate him so freaking much. I'm sorry. If you could hear his voice, it's just... I would suggest playing this yourself, too. I know probably most of you probably won't. If you've seen somebody play the game, you're like, oh, there's no surprises. You don't want to play it. But I'm still... You have to at least hear these voice actors. They're good. But, anyway. Yes, I can manage on my own, I'm pretty sure. 18. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant in my grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. I'm going to try it again. I need an answer out of your poker face. You're stupid. Okay, I'm going to try again. Say, Dad, about you and Grandpa. We are not talking about this. I feel like we should be, because Grandpa did leave us yesterday, so... I wouldn't care if he had even left before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation. As always, he managed to shut down any further form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but I closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find out anything by somehow arguing my way through it. All right then. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had even been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting it and another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Sorry, I'm tired. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And, of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for an answer in the heaven that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare out at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. The car rolled up to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do that. Here we are. Go on in. Alright. Tell Mom I love her. Alright. I love you, Dad. Really? You're not gonna say anything. You better say something. Really? He didn't say anything. Oh, he's Dad of the Year right here. Giving a fucking award, $100 certificate to fucking Baja Fresh. I'm sorry, I don't like him. Anyway. No, make sure you come by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of a goodbye, but it didn't speak again. I don't like him. The worst father ever. Probably be better to put off in a foster home. At least it'd be nicer than this mother freaking. Okay. I sighed and exited the car. Hearing my dad pop open the trunk, I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night. They were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance on the road before turning to see my new home. Blue car? Was it a blue Corvette? Sorry, I'm just thinking of a song. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. We can have parties all night long! All night long. Sorry. Thinking of another song. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look, but in the contrast, the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key to the front doors and unlocked them. Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite a while anyways. That's when I saw them. Lying on the floor was a lying? Why are they lying on the floor? Anyway, lying on the floor was a group of men. They they all were unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags and let the door close on its own behind me. Huh, who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? This is where the seduce me in the title comes to, I think. Some of them had open wounds. The blood. Oh, never mind. I think this is the murder part of the story. I don't like this anymore. I don't want to play anymore. Okay. Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor, and the scent was intermingling with the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nevertheless, I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concern to confused and demanding answers. Who are you guys? Why would you shout at freaking unconscious people? And they're bleeding. I think there's like a fight, a murder or something. I don't know, they're gonna bleed out. I'm calling it right now that most of them are gonna die. Sorry, allergies. No response. I'll call the police. Still, they're unconscious. Oh, jeez. This story. Okay. Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into. But I wanted answers quickly. That was until, Eve! Get away from me! The fuck? Really? Get the hell away from me! Woman? You're, what the fuck? I can't. I can't. Okay, okay. Woman, you're gonna let me kiss you. I'm sorry, I've never played a game like this before. I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. What's happening to the story? Here, I'm gonna pause it for just a second. I need to see how long I've been recording. I've been recording for like 23 minutes. I'll stop it in a minute. Time really passes when I play this game. The story is so intriguing that, like, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes and it's been like double that time. Slowly a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Um, go ahead. The fuck? Why? Good. Okay, what year is this story supposed to be in? Because this is not supposed to be normal. I don't see nothing wrong with... Okay, no, I'm not gonna sing that song. As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but that kiss was draining me out of my energy, and yet it was so good and made my heart sing. I'm sorry, I'm really trying to freaking read this as proper as possible, but this story just went from like a low level and then reached up really high. It was strange and tingling It was a strange and tingling feeling that danced over every nerve on my body. I could feel streams of intangible energy run up my body into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing. Sam, stop it. The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him. I said stop now. Fine. Oh. Oh my gosh. Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. What? Huh? This is a great story. Don't worry about it. But they really went all out with this, and the rating 16 and up really got its title. It deserved its title, 16 and up. I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss and my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories. Please forgive my brother, he's a bit reckless. At least I feel a hell lot better than you right now. Oh my gosh. Wait, his name's Sam? Never mind. Because you used your ability. The fuck? Oh my gosh. Paranormal activity time. Ah! Because you used your abilities on her. And this has been going on for quite a while. So I'm gonna pause it here. Or save it here. Yes, I'm sure. And I hope you guys been enjoying this story, because I have been enjoying this a lot. This just got so outrageous. And we're gonna figure out next time, what this ability thing's all about. Will it be paranormal activity, or are they gonna be some type of different kind of people? Like magical or some shit. I don't know. If you guys stuck through this long in the video, pat yourself on the back, and if you enjoyed it, I really hope that you'll be in for the next video. Goodbye.